All right, good morning. My name is Karen Shivers, and I am the UKC Program Manager, Director for Nosework Rally and Obedience. And I would like to welcome you to this session on Rally. I'm going to go over some key points of the program and then open this session up to questions. If you have any questions along the way, please feel free to just type them in there, and Harriet will let us know. Harriet is my moderator, and she is a here at UKC, and so she's going to be helping us out. So she's awesome. This is our second session, and I'm having a blast. It's fun. Okay, welcome to the new UKC 2020 Rally program. We were excited to release this program July 1st of 2020. It has already been implemented, and we already have results in for some of the master classes. So let's get started about this. I'm going to go through some overall changes for the program. And like I said, if there's any questions, you can ask along the way. One of the big things is the size of the ring has changed. So our ring size is now 40 by 50 instead of 40 by 70. So that is the new required ring size for clubs. So I love that's just how the minimum. Doesn't mean that clubs can't still do the 40 by 70 for sure. I love those big rings. Some people don't, especially with little dogs, but a lot of judges won't even use the whole size anyway, but we're not requiring that it be 40 by 70 anymore. It is now a requirement of 40 by 50 or 2,000 square feet. So it can be like 35 by 55 or something. Whatever makes up 2,000 square feet is okay with us. We are now allowing limited obedience trials on the same day in the same trial without an additional fee paid for an obedience trial. You will have to pay an extra fee for the paperwork on the end as far as the per dog fee that comes to us, but you're not going to be paying for an obedience trial. So you're not going to be paying the fee that whatever it is for each obedience trial, that's already added in your rally trial. So it is it's called a limited obedience trial. You can only do the regular novice, open, and utility classes, though, for that. You do need to have that put in the application with your rally trial. You can use the same judge if the judge is licensed for both rally and obedience. That your obedience entries have to be included in your 125 limit of dogs of entries per day, not dogs, but entries per day. And you can also limit the number of obedience entries. So let's say your regular rally trial is going on and you have a lot of dogs and you say, okay, we're going to limit obedience entries to 20. So you can do that. So then you'll still have 105 rally dogs that can go in. Okay. So it's a $4 recording fee for each dog, but none of the other fees apply for applying for obedience trials. Okay. So one of the major differences is that our signs all look different. All of these signs can be downloaded for free on our UKC website. They're in a PDF file. So right now I'm kind of telling people we're looking into having them printed and available on the website. We haven't decided on that particular thing yet, but what we've suggested clubs or people to do is to print them out or to put them on a flash drive. If you load them on a flash drive and take them to your local printer, like, I don't know, whatever they're called, Kinko or whatever, Office Max, whatever you have there, they can take those and print them on cardstock and also laminate them. So you can just load them on the flash drive, take them down there, and they can do that for you. And you can just load whatever sets you want. So if you only want a novice set, you just load a novice set and take it down there or do whatever you want to do with it. So right now, that's what our suggestion is. None of the regular people that had the signs before, Max 200 and J&J, they do not have those signs, okay? So right now, that's how you get them. You just download them on the website. They are free of charge for you to do whatever you need to do with them, okay? So they've been spruced up, and we've added some colors to help you out with them. So now, and I would suggest you print them in color because they're pretty awesome. Are the old signs obsolete? So if you have old signs that are the same direction, like right turn, left turn, you can still use those. We're not saying that you can't, but the new signs with all the, we actually have new performance, new exercises. So those new exercises won't be in there. There'll also be a different number on the sign. So like the right turn won't be its regular number anymore. It'll be a different one. So if it's the same thing, we're not saying that you can't use them. Okay. We're just saying that it won't be, if you print them in black and white, it probably won't matter too much. But we've redesigned the look of the majority of them. Not saying that you can't use them. Okay. Just saying that you'll have to get the new ones as well. Okay. All right. So if you print them in color, all the halts are in red. So you definitely, when you see the red halt, it's red. You'll know that you have to make an actual stop, where you have to come to a complete halt and stop, and the dog has to sit. We have a dark green line or an arrow, and that designates movement that you and the dog are doing together. So anything dark green shows you that, hey, you're doing it together with you and your dog. A light green arrow designates dog movement only. So for instance, if you're sending the dog over the jump, that's going to be a light green arrow. Okay. An orange shape will indicate a position. So we have different shapes for that. So orange indicates a position the dog has to take. So an orange triangle is a sit. An orange irregular pentagon, you'll have to look that up, is a down. And an orange rectangle is a stand. So anytime you see it, we also have it written in there. So it'll be a triangle and it'll say sit inside it, and it'll be orange. Okay, so you'll see it clearly. And if you get to know those, hey, that triangle means the dog's gonna sit, or hey, that rectangle means my dog's gonna stand, it will help you out. It was so much fun to make those too. In all the exercises, you can use commands and or signals. So it doesn't matter. You are not going to get hit if you use this and heel to go. And pretty much in rally, that was the case anyway, but we wanted to make it clear that you can use either or, okay? Command and or signal. You can talk to the dog through the course. You can, say, hey, buddy, let's go. We're going to heel. You're such a good boy. You're such a good girl. What you're going to get hit on, or what you're going to get an NQ on, is if the dog continues not to do what you asked it to do. So I come to a halt, my dog doesn't sit. Sit, sit, sit. I said sit. You have to sit. Come on, sit. You have to sit. That ain't going to work. Okay. All right.
Looks like Paula has a question.
Okay.
But simultaneously, if you use both?
Yeah, that's fine. It's still good. Yep. You can do either way. You can, sit. Okay. And if you say sit and then give the signal, we're okay with that too. Okay. All right. It's not like obedience where they have to be simultaneously. If you say down and the dog doesn't down, the next time you can say down like this, or you can just give the signal. You should not get a point off for that. You should not get even a half a point off for that. It's just one additional command. And rally is supposed to be fun. Okay. We're not supposed to be out there to beat you up. Okay. All right. We've redefined heel position. So it used to be that dog could get out of heel pretty far before technically a judge could take any points off. So right now it went from the where it was before to a 1 foot radius before deductions can occur. So, and we've had some judges training on some of this, is that means if the dog is 1 foot out of heel position, there are 0 deductions for that. If you're heeling and the dog is 1 foot wide, 1 foot forged, 1 foot behind you, lagging, there should be no deductions for that. You have that as your little cushion, okay? So there should not be a half a point deduction for that. There should be 0 deductions if you are within your 1 foot. Now, if your dog decides to go 1 foot and 2 inches out, if you're a good enough judge, you might be able to see that. But like 2 feet, no, you're gonna get a deduction for that. All right. But you now have a 1 foot range before any deductions occur. Okay. The judge does not have to call faults. We had originally released the rules for people to look over, and there were some errors in there. And we actually, we allowed people to say, hey, do you like this or not? And we'll make some changes because it was released way before it was put into way before July 1st. So we had a lot of feedback, and we changed. We made the changes for y'all. Okay. So, I did a Texas thing. Did you hear that? I just said y'all. Okay. If I say bless your heart, look out. All right.
That's true.
Okay. All right. So Or I say, I'm fixing to, that's not good. But anyway, I'm originally from Michigan, by the way. So here we go. I'm sitting in Texas, just so y'all know I am not in Michigan. But yeah, what about angle of heel 40 degrees out of position? So again, if you are within a foot, it's still okay. So you can do any deductions that normal obedience deductions would be. So crooked sits, those kind of things we can take as long as it's worth a half a point. So yes, if you had an angle that was, and that's up to a judge, okay? So if I'm in rally and the dog is sitting a little bit off, I can't take that as a half a point. It's not worth a point yet. So, but if I have a dog that if I'm facing this way and my dog is sitting like this, you're getting nailed for that, okay? So that still doesn't matter if it's within a foot or not, okay? So you're getting nailed for, I shouldn't say nailed, but you're getting hit for the crooked sit, not for the being out. So, but if he's out of position a foot and doing it, you're going to get hit for both of them, okay? It's just, no, the dog is still doing it. You're just going to get that as a crooked sit. It's not incorrect because the dog sat. If the dog didn't sit, then we're talking something different, right? So you just still did it. It just was not done right. Sorry.
So she's a judge.
Oh, hey, cool. Awesome. Awesome. I don't know all of our judges yet, so it's great to have you here. The other things we changed is if a dog fouls the ring, that means if they throw up, if they urinate or defecate. But a lot of times if they spit up, the judges were letting them continue. We don't want that to happen, okay? So if the dog spits up in the ring, it's done. All right, it's out. There's a reason that it's doing that, okay? And I don't know what it might be, but we don't need it to be doing that in the ring and then maybe having it do it in another spot and another spot and another spot. So we don't know how many times the dog is going to do it. So if the dog fouls the ring in any way, shape, or form, it's to be excused and not to continue on with the exercises, okay? So I talked about this a little bit earlier, but if the dog fails to respond to your commands, they can be excused and not continue. So if they continue to fail to respond reasonably to your commands, the judge can excuse you and say, hey, that dog's really not ready. You've told it to heel 25 times and it's way out there. Okay. We also have added a new 10-point mandatory deduction. Okay. And that means and I'm just going to go through the ones that are 10 points, just so y'all know. The first one is no change of pace by the handler, either the beginning or the end. So if you do not change pace as the handler, you're going to get a mandatory 10-point deduction. So if the sign says fast, you have to essentially run. You don't have to do a marathon run and sprint like all the way across the thing, but you have to run or jog. If the sign says slow, you have to half your pace, okay? So if it says slow, you have to go half your pace. Now, if you have a Great Dane and you say slow or fast, you're probably going to not notice too much with that dog. So that's why it specifically says no change of pace by the handler, okay? If you run between stations to better your time, 10-point deduction each time you do it, okay? So stop that. No, just kidding. So if you reposition one of the major changes is the honor exercise. So the whole time before I started working for UKC, I said, okay, look, you can have a do-over for every exercise out there, but honor, what's the deal, right? So my dog laid down on the sit. Why can't I just tell him to sit again? It's a do-over, right? So that was one of the things that I fought for. Sorry. Just in case you know where it came from, it was me, sorry. So if the honor is a sit and your dog is sitting and you can keep telling it, you're such a good boy, you need to sit. Oh, I love how you're sitting. You're okay to do that as long as you're not distracting the working dog, okay? You can sit, you're a good boy. And I have a male that's, sorry, good girl, good boy. If they're sitting and let's say you're not paying attention because some really cool looking whatever just walked by, some beautiful Afghan hound just walked by and it caught your attention. And your dog laid down. Okay. Normally that would be an NQ. Right now you can tell the dog, hey, sit. And you get a 10-point deduction for that. Now, if your dog moves again, then it's an NQ. but we're going to allow you one change of position in the honor before you get an NQ. You can still talk to the dog during the honor. That was a miswritten in the first rules. It said that you couldn't talk to the dog. That wasn't correct. You can still talk to the dog while it's sitting there. Okay. The other thing is, it used to be an NQ if the handler knocked over the sign. I was like, yeah, it's pretty harsh. So it's just a 10-point deduction if you knock over the sign. Okay. That just happens sometimes. If a dog whines continuously through the performance, that is a 10-point deduction. It is not an NQ. Some dogs, especially the higher working breed dogs, get so excited that they tend to whine a bit, or what I call huff, and they're not stressed. They're just trying to maintain their composure. It's an internal thing for a lot of working dogs, where instead of going and just exploding, they're internalizing that so they can do the exercise, and they'll whine or they'll do. That's not that the dog, and judges can pretty much tell if the dog is like freaking out or if it's just really excited to do the work. And a lot of them will do that whining. So if they whine, it's 10 points if they're doing it through all the performances. It's not an NQ. Also, I should have said this when we were talking about the honor. We have a time limit for honor. Yay, yippee. 1.5 minutes or 90 seconds is the time limit that you are required to have your dog in that position. It may be less than that. If you have a dog that's a quick worker out there, and they get through the course in 65 seconds, you're good as gold. Okay. However, if the dog doesn't, and it's a slower dog, and all of a sudden you're at 90 seconds, and then now it goes to like 2 minutes, and you're still sitting there, the poor dog, right? So we've taken that out. It's 90 seconds or 1.5 minutes. That's what your honor time is. The steward should be keeping time on that, and the steward will tell you, hey, your 90 seconds are up. You can't just fly out of the ring then. You can move the dog in position. You can tell him down. You can, pet him. As long as you're not disturbing the working dog, you're good to go.
Sarah has a question.
You just stay in the ring, Sarah. Only 10 points once or one. So if the dog is whining through the entire performance, it's 1 10-point deduction. So you have to remain in your location for the honor. If your time is up, you can't just go out of the ring or leave, but you can let your dog lay down if it's a sit, or your dog can sit if it's a down, or it can stand as long as you're in that one position. Okay. But however, like I said, if the dog happens to be quick and they do the thing in 40 seconds, you're done. You can exit the ring then too. And the steward, what if it breaks? So if the dog breaks after 90 seconds, the steward should have already told you it was 90 seconds, and it's okay. There's no penalty after the 90 seconds. If your dog did the down or the sit for 90 seconds, you're good as gold. There should be no deductions for that.
Just to let you know, Karen, we're about 2 minutes. We got about
from
2
our
minutes.
20 minutes?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I haven't even gotten to some of the new classes. Okay, but that's all right. Awesome. All dogs can jump standard or minimum jump heights. There is a table in the book. There's no veteran class anymore. You choose. If you want your dog to jump minimum, you just say the dog jumps minimum, but you can't change it after the weekend. So if you're saying minimum jump height, that's what you have to do for the whole weekend. If you're saying standard jump height, that's what you have to do, or for that trial. Okay. All right. The other thing we've taken out is the divisions of size in the RO3 class. And I really want to get to this next thing, so I think I'll be able to. Dogs can be judged in numerical order, or they can be judged by jump height now. It's up to the judge. It's for them to decide. But you no longer have to keep track of like 3 different pages of paperwork for the height divisions, okay? Those are gone. So we now have a new Rally 1C class, which is what I wanted to get to let you know. The Rally 1C class is for dogs that have already titled in Rally 1. Do not enter your dog in Rally 1C if you haven't titled yet, because you're not going to get a leg. You're going to get a letter that says, sorry, you've entered in the wrong class, and this didn't count. Very sorry. So only dogs that have their Rally 1 title are in the Rally 1C class. Those dogs are also not eligible for iron trial. Okay? So that's one of the big changes. So the new class that we had is Rally Master. The broad jump's allowable in this class. And there's all kinds of good things that come in the Rally Master. We have Rally Master Excellent, We have Rally Master Champion. We have Rally Master Grand Champion. Okay, so you can go on to a lot of things in that particular thing.
You guys can either type or you can come on camera.
Yeah, you can come on. So
and
I can
ask the questions
you.
and we can
If you
see
have,
your
yeah,
faces.
if you have a camera, yeah, come on out. It's probably they're like, no, I'm in my jammies. Stop, right? Hi, Sarah. So dogs with one title cannot enter B. So dogs with a Rally 1 title can no longer enter the B class. They must enter the C class, and they are not eligible for hind trial. That is correct.
Good question.
That is a good question. So just to let you know, we have 14 new signs in Rally 1.
Oh, Sarah has another question.
Oh, okay. I just entered Washington Classic, so I need to change my entry. If your dog has a Rally 1 title and you entered in Rally 1B, yes, you need to change to Rally 1C. And good luck at the Washington Classic. I wish I was going, but you know, you're welcome. It's good to have you here, Sarah. So like I said, we have 14 new signs in Rally 1. That's a lot of signs. That's a lot of signs. We have 16 new signs in Rally 2. And we have 16 new signs in Rally 3. And we have 24 total master signs. Does UKC give the judges any guidance as to how close to the edge of the ring an exercise to be placed? I have a big dog and sometimes it's pretty tight. Since we try to keep them at least 5 feet off the ring gate, but sometimes we can't do that. So it's really up to the judge to decide where to put those things, since we can't be at each ring and we don't know exactly how that ring looks. I know it's really difficult sometimes for the big dogs. And so the signs are supposed to be on your right. So hopefully you would be on the inside of that ring anyway. And yeah, sometimes it gets really tight. They're supposed to be placed at least 10 feet apart, if that's what you mean. Okay, that's the general idea, is that they should be about 10 feet apart. Sometimes that gets a little squishy. I know that, even with a Malinois. So
even with a K-Sound.
Yeah, even with that. So we try to, it is a suggestion that they be at least 10 feet apart. So the other thing I wanted to let you know is that all the new signs were done on video. I don't know if, you should have space. You might want to talk to the judge about that. A lot of our judges are really good about saying, oh, I didn't realize it was that close, and they'll move it. So believe me, if I was in the trial and I had a big dog, I would just go to the judge and say, hey, I just walked through the course and I have a really big dog. And is there any way that we might be able to have a little bit more space in that particular sign? Because I don't know if I'm going to fit through good enough. That most of our judges are really good about saying, oh, I'm really sorry, I didn't realize it was that close. Or, I'd be nice about it, but I'd ask. When they asked me, I was like, oh yeah, sure, let's move it, All right, so all the new signs were performed and released on the UKC website. It was me and my wonderful baby boy Magnum, who's 9.5 years old now, and he has a ton of titles, but some of those signs were new for him. He'd never done them before. We had a blast, okay? They're all on the website. The video and sign descriptions are still available. Anybody that wants them. If you want to access the videos, you have to go to the UKC website under All Breed Events to News, and you're going to have to drop down to the last one, which is May 22nd, 2020, to get the links to go to the video. However, all of the exercises in print form are at the Rally page. If you go to the Rally Obedience Rules and Forms and Rules, you can download all the signs, and there's a link there that you can get all of the printed parts of the exercise that I wrote and printed out for everybody. But the videos are still on YouTube. They're all accessible for you to go see them being performed. Okay, does UKC have a brace class in Rally? No, they don't. But if you're going to be in the obedience one later, we got that as a non-licensed class now. Oh, there's so much cool stuff in obedience. I can't wait. Oh, great. Yes, thank you. I'm glad you liked the video. So I have to tell you a little funny, and then we'll probably go. But so my dog is a Mondia Ring dog that did this. And we have this exercise in Mondia Ring called Object Guard, where they have to go and guard the object, right? So I put the cone out, and I kind of told the dog what to do. And that was cool. I showed him he had to go around the cone. But then when I sent him to the cone, his little mind just clicked back to Mondia Ring, and he ran to the cone, put his feet on top of it, and barked at me, because that was what we do for Object Guard. Like, hey, don't come and get this, right? So I was like, oh, buddy, you're so good that you so wanted to do that again, right? But I want you to do this instead. And so, but it was just, I guess it was funnier when you were there, right, than it was now. But it was hysterical because he just pounced on the cone. And so any of those of you in ring sport will totally get that and laugh at me. But he just pounced on the cone and turned around and barked like, I got it. The signs are fun. The new signs are a lot of fun. Magnum and I had a blast doing them. Okay, so if you go look at him, like I said, he's a 9.5-year-old Belgian Malinois. He currently has 52 titles. He's my sweet boy. His mom has 38 titles. We didn't quite get as many with her, or maybe she has. She has 42. Sorry, she has 42.
Question.
Hi, Lisa. Did I hear you right? If you are in B, no more high and trial opportunity. No, you can. The only class that's not in high trial eligible for high and trial is RO1C. Okay. Yes, Master will be in the All-Star. Good questions. So the session is over. I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. This has been so much fun, and I have had such a great time. And so hopefully you'll join me in another session. And if not, enjoy the rest of Virtual Premiere and have an awesome weekend. All right. Bye, everybody.